because he's the one that that created the problem. He sat down and created the problem. After creating the problem, and the problem began to follow on him, and there was no cure for that problem
up to the 400.
Yes, and he created the disease. He's the cause of disease since he created the disease, and he's the medicine for the disease since from the first time. I couldn't
do anything
on it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Final Year Chronicles on Reality Room podcast. It's a platform where we give every student to share their academic journey and their experiences. Today we are joined by Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Auwal, a Final Year Microbiology at Sa'adu Zungur University, President of the Department and Peace Ambassador NAS 2025. Comrade, it's an honor to have you on Reality Room.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. First, let me start by congratulating you for finally making it to the final year class.
Thank you once again.
I know anybody who has been in the university environment will attest to the fact that transiting from 100 level to final year class
is not easy task.
It's not, and particularly your school.
Yeah, actually, it's not an easy task.
Yes, but you have finally made it to final year class.
Yeah,
I'm so much happy for you.
Thank you.
Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate.
Let's start on a more lighter note. Beyond your leadership and academic journey, is there anything the public should know about your person or know about your personality? Let's start from there.
Yeah, actually, as you hear from him or the way it is, my name is Ambassador Abdullahi Muhammad Auwal. I'm from Plateau State, Jos South Local Government, Nigeria. So I grew up in a community called Bukuru, there in Jos South. So that's where I did my primary school, secondary, and indeed while I found myself here in Sa'adu Zungur University.
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't say much actually. It's always a question.
That has captured a lot. That has captured a lot. And we are so much happy to give people, final year students, the opportunity to share their academic journey, because we strongly believe that behind every particular degree there are several struggles, sacrifices that usually come with a typical Nigerian university student.
Yeah, actually.
So in your own case, let's start on a more lighter note. As right from time, have you ever conceived the idea of microbiology? Why microbiology? Let me start on that note.
Yeah, definitely. I'm now in microbiology.
Yes, a microbiologist.
But at the beginning, I didn't know anything microbiology.
Okay, what course did you apply actually?
Actually, it was microbiology I applied. Although I was happy to be now in microbiology and indeed the president of microbiology. But lack of orientation was what brought me to microbiology.
Okay.
Yes. Although actually my own passion was in tech.
Okay.
Not life science. So finally I found myself in life science. Although I was not regretting of coming there, but how I wish I started from where I was having the passion. Because what happened was immediately after my secondary school, there was an issue that happened about my result and other things, which I will be saying something, inshallah, still in this video about that issue. Because there was an issue that happened about me having a result, although my result was good. The school where I did my WAEC, I think we're among it's only two of us that our result was so good actually, because they were even surprised of the result. But doing my WAEC, I think I was having an issue, although it's the entire center. In the exams we did, I think my English, what I got was D7, but the result was clearly good. And I think that was what gave me the admission, not even the WAEC that I got the result, the good result. It was my NICO that gave me the result. And it was the reason why I got admission here in this school. Actually, computer was my way.
Okay, did you
was
apply
the
for
game. I
computers?
didn't apply for computer.
Okay, but you wanted
Yes,
to.
what no, it's not that I wanted to. What I focused on was having something that was so easy.
Okay.
Yes, it was lack of orientation actually. They said
Mm,
micro. I was asking my friend that was here. He was recently here. I think that time he just finished 100 level. So we got admission. I think 2021. So you know that they matched
set, yeah.
two sets
Mm,
that time. So we came here before the second set that they matched us together.
mm.
So I was asking him like, when since that you have already gone to the university before me, what's or which among the courses do you think I can choose that will be so easier for
More
me?
easier.
Just because there was a level, there was that time that I said I'm no more going to school.
Yeah.
I'll just go and look for money,
Mm,
focus on my own creative tech
mm,
that I know that I'm focusing on because of that issue I said about the result and the rest. Although the issue was from home actually.
mm,
So at that time I asked him, which course do you think is more easier for me to go on? He said, maybe LIS
mm.
or microbiology.
Yeah.
So as he said that biology, I said, "Ah." When I was in secondary school, I really loved that biology actually.
Mm,
Because that was the course anytime I know it's just EE on that biology. So
yeah.
I said I should go for biology since I did because I don't know whether you have ever heard of this for someone to do just format his own memory at the same time by himself.
Mm.
That was what I did
Wow.
actually because I said school and everything I've forgotten. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It was because of my result. I think my NICU result that went out and the result was good. Although I didn't show my dad that time because the
Mm.
issue was from him. Because everyone result was good, it was because of he said I why will he spend his money on me while I couldn't get everything?
Mm.
While the issue was for all the center,
And not you
not only
particularly.
me particularly.
Yes,
So
understood.
that's why I just said he said with his own money I'm not going to school. So
You
I
know,
said
you made a point earlier that I want us to come back to it.
yeah,
Now, you made mention of coming to microbiology because one, you had lack of orientation, and then secondly, you were looking for a course that is
an
very
easier
simple
course
and
because
easy.
I've already
So
did
now that you have finally gone to the peak of your
yeah.
undergraduate studies in the microbiology department, will you agree with the fact that microbiology is indeed one of the simplest courses in the Faculty of Sciences?
Not actually. Anyone that told you that is lying. I
Mm,
want you to know it because it is normally circulating in the university or several places. They've said microbiology is an easy course or something like that. Or microbiology, if you are looking for the easiest course in the
you go to
university, go to
microbiology.
it's a lie. And if anybody is deceiving you that microbiology is all about cramming, is a lie.
Mm,
If you can't understand, you can't because majority of our students here they said I wrote this course and the lecturer is feeding me and the rest.
mm,
No, that's a lie. Because you see somebody that doesn't even know how to even make a correct statement.
yes, I
He
believe
doesn't
that.
even know how to even write a correct statement. And you said, that lecturer, I
Mm,
gave him understanding and he couldn't consider. How can he consider what you don't? Yourself, you can't even
you
read
know.
what you even write.
Mm.
On your own, you can't even explain.
But Presido, let me now. Do you regret studying microbiology?
I will never and I have never. I will never and I have never.
Wow.
Inshallah. Yeah. And if there is any other way I can bring tech, let's say
Mm,
computer or something like that, I should bring something new to microbiology. I'll try to do so, inshallah, after getting this degree.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I love the fact that you finally fell in love with microbiology, even though you came into microbiology with lack of understanding.
Yeah.
And I believe these are the kind of conversation that students need. That when you are going into the university, the first thing that you should be looking out for is having an in-depth knowledge of what you
Of
want to
what you
do,
want to do. Yeah,
so that you don't
actually.
choose a particular course blindly. Because a whole lot of persons today are struggling in certain departments that obviously they wouldn't have been there if they know better.
Yeah,
Do you get?
actually.
So I appreciate the fact that you have come to love microbiology. Now,
Yeah.
let's move on, Presido. There are a whole lot that surround a typical university student, and moving from 100 level to 400 level, it's quite a tedious journey.
Yeah,
What
actually.
was that moment in the university that made you regret why you accepted to undertake a degree program in the university? What was that moment? Is there any moment along your academic journey where you felt like giving up on this degree and going back home? And what was the challenges?
Actually, to me, I couldn't find it was just because of the environment actually. I really appreciate the fact that my parents supported me actually in any other way. And although, as you can see, I'm a hardworking person
Yes,
actually.
you don't need to tell me.
Here
I
in the
know.
university, I think I did many work that I think some of the students, if you can tell them that you did so work, they will not agree. Here, this hostel that was built in this campus recently, I worked there. Not even a daylight work. It was in the night, while other students were there sleeping in their campus and in the campus, in the hostels, and even outside the school.
Yes.
We were there working. Just for work, you shouldn't sit down and just
Idle.
rely on the money the parents will be sending. You have to show that sympathy.
Yes, yes. And as a man, you need
Yeah,
to.
you have to know that you are a man. You shouldn't rely only on that degree.
Of course, of course.
Because
we are coming to that.
Actually,
We are coming to that more. We'll come to that as we progress. But I still want to come back.
okay.
Is there any particular time? What are some of the challenges that you really face as a microbiology student that really made you regret why you choose microbiology? Is there any kind of experience in a
Actually,
department that was so challenging
I
and so
think
tough? You know.
the only thing that was challenging, I think, was, and it was because I couldn't understand it by that time.
Okay.
Actually, there were some of our courses actually that if I sat down and just said these courses are too tough
Yes.
to even understand, because if you play with the basics, you never get the advance actually.
Yes.
But at that time, I didn't play with it because there was a time I think in 100 level,
Yes.
I came here, I doesn't know anything in chemistry.
Wow.
And it was because of like I told you previously, there was a time I did delete all. I wiped everything.
Concerning
So
academics.
there was a time I was just sitting down, I said, me, I doesn't know anything about chemistry and I will not do chemistry. I
Yeah.
rather fail.
Wow.
That was what I told myself. But at last I found out that if I didn't focus on that chemistry, I'll repeatedly continue carrying the course. And some of our courses that they will be doing in 200 level, 300 level, I will never understand it.
Yes,
because
you are
I
yet to
couldn't take the
understand
basics.
Yes.
The time I just wake up, I just get up, I said, good, you must do it.
Yes.
At last, I was the person that was doing for other people tutorial
Wow.
on that same chemistry.
So, but how were you able to come out of that particular experience? How were you able? What are the study strategies that you used that you were able to understand chemistry more better compared to
Actually, what I know in this life is and what I normally tell myself is that if I want to do it, I will have to do it, and I must have the knowledge. I will look for a way to get the knowledge from him.
Yes.
I doesn't mind even if it is in the morning, afternoon, evening, or even night. If you show me you doesn't have time, I will know I will know the step to follow
To approach you.
in order to approach you and get your time in order to teach me, and I will understand.
Yeah. Wow. There is one thing about, since you made mention of chemistry, I think let me put this out there in a public space. I've always told people that for me, chemistry is one of the most easiest course in the Faculty of Sciences, and I will tell you why.
Okay.
Chemistry is a build-up. When I mean build-up, when you fail to understand certain concepts in chemistry, you will struggle with the next topic. For instance,
Actually,
if you fail to understand how to write correct chemical formulae, if you fail to understand periodic table, there's no way you'll be able to start stoichiometric analysis.
yeah, actually,
You
you're
understand?
right.
Because when certain reaction happen, the first thing you can do is to first bring out a correct chemical reaction of that particular compound before you'll be able
Before
to
you can
calculate
get it.
even the mole, the number of mole or symmetrical or anything.
Yeah.
So what people need to understand is you must go back to the basics, and I'm happy that you made a decision based on the fact that when you begin to advance now, your success in subsequent classes is tied to the fact that you were able to understand
The basics, yeah,
in 100
actually.
level or 200.
That one is a
200
must.
I've looked at your profile, and you have been so engaged with student leadership. serving in the capacity currently as the department president
Yes.
and then the peace ambassador for NAS 2025. Now, how were you able to manage academics and then manage your leadership journey? You know, what are
Yeah,
some of the strategies that you use that enable you to stay academically sound, manage leadership, and even your entrepreneurship journey?
yeah. Actually, as I told you previously, is what I believe in this life is there is nothing you say is not possible.
Yeah.
Actually, it's only on your belief and your thoughts. That's it. What you believe, it's what you get. If
Okay.
you doesn't believe, you will never get it. So actually, this journey of leadership, I think I shouldn't say it, or it's not that I'll say that I'm proud of it,
No, no, no.
but
This is a
I have
reality
to
show.
be, yeah, I have to be proud of it.
Yes.
It's in me.
Yes.
It's not that
You have
I want
always
to do.
you have always been a leader before.
It's not that I want to do.
Yes.
It was the leadership that normally comes actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But have you always been a leader in several other places that
Yeah,
you have been?
actually. It's just something like,
It's an
although
innate ability.
I shouldn't say it's what I inherited, but actually, even our own family are just like that. Because the easiest thing in life, or the most thing that will make you to live in an easiest way, is to know how to sit down with people,
Yes.
know how to live with people.
Yes.
Definitely, because if you can know how to live with people, I don't think this life will be so hard for you.
Yes, of course.
Actually.
All right, Presido, looking at your profile,
Yeah.
you have actively engaged with student unionism, serving in the capacity as a student president for the department, and then a nurse ambassador also. And I believe you have other several engagements like managing your entrepreneurship journey also. Now, how have you been able to strike a balance between your leadership journey, your entrepreneurship career, and then academics as well?
For that time, although now I believe in microbiology, I believe in
Okay. So if you are
microorganisms.
to go back to if you are to go back to 100 level, if you are to apply for another course today, will you be proud enough to go back to microbiology or you will go to computer science?
Actually, I'm going for computer science. Yeah, I shouldn't lie because of camera. Actually, that's
Yeah,
the
and
truth.
of course, this is why we have this reality room. We talk about real conversation,
Yeah,
real experiences. But when you look back on your academic journey so far,
yeah.
is there that particular thing that you regret why you never did, or certain things that you did, particularly academic wise, or even in your entrepreneurship journey, that you regret why you took such decision? And if given the opportunity, you would do differently.
Yeah, I think that one should be part of my life.
Okay.
And I'll say it out because I'm fond of camera.
Mm.
Having a friend like the one I did previously.
Yeah.
Although now I don't have a friend. I
Okay.
shouldn't lie to you. I don't
Okay.
have a friend.
Okay.
Because I was in a situation whereby a friend was trying to mislead me on
Okay.
the. It's a big deal actually. I know this is a big issue.
Wow.
But I'm a kind of person that I think I shouldn't say it. I'm proud of it. I'm a kind of person that got a discipline. Indeed from my father.
Yes.
Yes. Because I only believe in what will help me. Actually, I don't believe in what it won't help me at all.
So, President, if I should get right, if you are to go back now, will you regret the kind of friend you kept on campus, or I want to get you more clear?
Actually, I will regret because it's not. I don't. I'm not. I'm a kind of person that normally goes with everybody. As the life goes on, I normally everyone is my own friend.
Yes, you are
But
you're a
when
sociable
you
person.
said you have a friend, there is a friend that you will know everything about you.
Yes.
Although it's not everything, but
Yeah.
most of the things
Yes.
he will know about you. So that friend, I really regret of having him actually.
Wow. Did he stamp you at the back?
This one, I think this one should be
and this one should not
private,
come to
should
the
not be exposed
public space.
actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
actually.
So you regret why you kept that friend.
Yeah, actually.
And what will you tell the 100 level student coming on campus? For the new student who are just planning or who are the university now as a final year student, what advice will you give to them?
Actually, my advice to you here is that anytime you're coming to the campus, I know they will tell you, I will give you orientation that I think from peer group or community friends or something like that, they will tell you that university is a free world. Actually, it can be other universities, but not Sa'adu Zungur University. I want you to know, because as they said, home of learning and character.
Yes.
Sa'adu Zungur is I believe that is a home of learning and character.
Yes.
If you cannot have a character, you cannot eat it. That's it. Because it will handle you in one way or the other.
Yes.
And you won't believe or you won't know that it handled you maybe until when you finish the university, because some will said, I did it and I passed it without having any problem. But with time, you know that you have the problem. So what I will tell you out there that are coming into the university or you're already in the university 100 level, you shouldn't deceive yourself saying that maybe you see him, he came and he said he loved you and the rest. Loving you doesn't mean only, but did he value what he came to do in the university? And at the same time, did he value what you yourself came to do in the university? You have to ask yourself. Then indeed, if he valued those two things, then I think you can go ahead. But if he doesn't value it, don't even try it. Because instead of you to go through the university will go through you. Yeah, that's it. Because this was a statement of one of our lecturer on 100 level.
Yeah.
Yes. Said, try to go through the university. The university shouldn't go through you. Because you go empty.
Wow.
And indeed, I believe, although I'm a comrade actually, so
comrade
yeah, I cannot tell you not to come into alutarism, but when you're coming into alutarism, tight your belt.
Very well.
Actually, yes. You are not having good result, don't even try it. Because you are going empty.
Wow.
And in addition, I was waiting for a time like this to bring it out.
Yes.
Anytime I'm having organization, although I'm processing, I don't think if you can come to my organization looking for work without leadership scheme, you're not going anywhere in my own organization. That's it.
Wow.
Yes, that's it.
Presido, let me come in. When you made mention of, I believe that leadership experience and exposure is very important.
Yes, it's really
But
important.
should your organization not focus on what people can offer, the kind of solution they can bring to the problems that your organization is set out to achieve? Will you just use leadership skills as a metric to screen or determine who will work with you?
Actually, I'm going there.
It's okay.
The reason why I talk about leadership is majority of our students that we normally live together with them. If you just that what comrade or they call you as a leader, you just see that in other way you are not a serious person. He doesn't care because we know that it was not leadership that brought us here.
Yeah,
it's part of our learning.
It's part of
actually.
I believe that.
Because if you are going out here with a certificate and that leadership is on top of it, I think you are better than others.
Yes, of course. I believe that.
Because let's say Nigeria here, we are practicing democracy and we are talking of leadership. If now you get a we, although we know Nigeria now is all about
who you know, yes.
Actually, if a chance will be given to you in order to, because even a chance is not given to you, let's forget about who you know. If you are working in an hospital, they give you in charge of the hospital, and you don't know how to
coordinate people.
So where should you start? Are you going to open let's say you are opening a book of, let's say, community health. You open it. Is there leadership in it? No. You must have that skills, actually. So the reason why I brought the issue of leadership at first, when I said I'm having an organization, is that there are some people I know literally here that we are here together with them.
Yes.
They have the skills, but they don't know how to write it.
Yes.
So I think that person having that skills, I think is better than person having a certificate of first class without having the skills. Actually, to me, I doesn't believe it. If you have the skills, I demand that skills instead of your paper.
You know, Presidio, and then too, as we try to wrap up, you made mention of a point that I really love. Do you think Nigerian universities are adequately training us for the labor market? Do you think what they are giving us in class, in the classroom, is enough to enable us survive in a very competitive market?
Definitely not all.
Mm.
Actually, I couldn't say I won't say no, but not all.
Mm.
Actually, the reason why I just gave up with computer as the first time was
Mm.
me now. If they are giving me admission today, let's say in this university, our university here, after I'm done with this degree, they'll give me admission in computer science. What I really focus on is not A, B, or C or D.
Yes.
No, I'll focus on the skills.
There is a skilled aspect of the computer
Yes,
science.
because I doesn't mind to have that certificate to be. I want it to be good actually, but I
But
doesn't mind.
that
That's
is not the
not my own.
priority.
That's not the priority.
I
The
understand.
skills should be the priority.
Yes.
Because anywhere you are going, they'll ask you what do you have in hand.
What can you do?
What can you afford? Because what can you give?
Yes.
Because if they will ask you what can you give or what do you have for the organization, you just bring your certificate. Where
Which
are
is
they
not
going with
enough.
it? It's just a paper,
Yeah.
you know.
And Presido, just to affirm with what you have just said, we live in a country that our educational system prioritizes theory over
Yeah,
practical.
actually.
I've had quite a good number of students who went to the university to read computer science, and they have never for once even had the opportunity to see how the system works.
Actually.
In fact, one of them even shared with me that throughout his 4 years in the Department of Computer Science, the only time he had access to go to the computer lab is during their GST.
Yeah.
They are still writing, doing theoretical writing,
Aspects.
cramming, and then up to date, some universities are still teaching Fortran that happened in 80s.
Yeah,
When we
but
have moved on to several languages, CC plus and several other modern languages, but we are still bent on what happened in the past. So I will agree with the fact that our university system needs to do more better.
yeah, but in addition, I
Yeah.
have something to say here.
Yes.
Is that so our problem with most Nigerian students now actually majority of us are after certificates.
Yes. The paper qualification.
Yes, not after what they are to get from that field actually. But if I'm studying computer science, I think although majority of the students here in computer science, majority of students complaining of that are not there for computer science.
Okay.
They are there for certificate. Because if I know now, let's say for instance, me that I'm into content creation, I started with I think Smart 6 Infinix. I was still learning. While I know I doesn't have the gadget. But anytime I will have small money, I will think of what that money can buy. But we students nowadays are not like that.
We are not ready to invest in self-development.
That's it. Because let's say I am studying cyber security.
Yes.
For me now, I have a certificate for introduction to cyber security. I have it. I have a certificate for social media management. I have a certificate for that. Because I really focus on that. I want to know what is inside it, and I want to study it. I want to study everything so that if I'm standing today with that certificate, I know it can help me.
And you know how to defend it. And these were things beyond the course that you are doing in the university.
Yeah, actually.
But you believe these things were very important.
Because I could be, I was having their own level of thinking. I will not process on that.
Yes.
Yesterday there was a program that was ongoing. I think yesterday the cultural lady did it here in Sa'adu Zungur University. I go on the stage with my phone only without my beef, with my brand name on it. I was not wearing it. So as I go on the stage, they said, "Go down from that place." I said, "I'm sorry, sir. Those videos that we normally do in the school, within the university this year, majority of the videos were from us." He said, "How do you want me to verify that you are among those that normally do the video and the rest? So there's nothing to identify you as that. Get down of the stage." I said, "Sir, I have a beef. I'm not working. I'm working under an organization."
Yes.
So he said, "Since you're working under where is your identity? An organization." I went and wear my own beef. I was the only student that was on the stage, going where I like. Why? Because of my brand. Yeah, I was not having that intention. I said, since I'm going for microbiology, I've already left that aspect of social media, computer and the rest. I have to ignore that part. No, I'll not do that because I doesn't know where I'm getting my food from tomorrow.
Yes, yes. So you
I
need
may
to
study
embrace it.
I must study microbiology, but tomorrow maybe I will be an expert in cybersecurity.
Right.
I believe in all I do.
Mm.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah, President, you have really said a lot. And as we try to wrap up, let me ask this one or two questions, and then we'll wrap it up. What are some of the challenges that comes with final year? Challenges that final year students usually face, and most people don't even know in the public space yet. We final year students are going through some of these challenges. Do you mind sharing some of these challenges?
Yeah, actually, it's not that fine. What I wanted to list here is that it's not that they doesn't know the problem. No, they know the problem and they are the problem and they are the cause of the problem. Yeah, actually, because you came to the university, you couldn't focus. You're doing this and that, moving rolling, going upside down. You couldn't focus on your studies and the rest. Last, you came to 300 level or two. You're having carryovers and the rest. You couldn't resolve it. He doesn't even want to resolve it.
And you don't even care.
And you don't care. So as that time you're going to 300 level second semester or 400 level first semester, you start going upside down. 400 level first semester project is here again. Where will you start? That's the major issue. Where will you start? You see a student, it's not that he's not having the money, and he's having money to accommodation, everything is perfect. But you see him that his own life is not balanced. Because he's the one that he's the one that created the problem. He sat down and created the problem. After creating the problem, and the problem begin to be
follow
problem
him.
on him, and there was no cure for that problem.
Up to the 400.
Yes, and he created the disease. He's the cause of disease since he created the disease, and he's the medicine for the disease since from the first time I couldn't
do anything
on it. Because the issue here is that some of our students normally jokes with things.
Take things for granted.
Yes, they just take things for granted. Because if a lecturer can give you his own principle, this is what I want. I think the fast and the preferable way is for you to follow what he laid down. Just stick to it. But a student will just show you that just allow him. I'll pass. You pass in literally. You didn't work for it. How can you pass?
Actually. Wow.
Because they said, we know that God will help us. And you know that God said, stand up so that I will help you. But just lie down. How can God help you?
To stand up, you are refusing to stand
It's another issue. So how can you get the help? Because at that moment, you just stand up, search something on ground. That effort that you put, God will see, he tried. So let me help you.
Let me elevate.
That's it.
Wow. Presido, there are a whole lot of problems surrounding the academic sector.
Yes.
And if you and I start itemizing some of these problems, we may not even get to exhaust the list. Do you understand? And I believe that students need to do better also, because when it comes to the university, one of the things that you can prioritize is time management. And if you must succeed in the university, you must be the type that prioritize time management.
Actually.
So I believe that those persons who are coming behind will be able to come across some of this episode and work on some of these things. If a lecturer said this, please just stick to it, because a whole lot of persons may not even graduate from the university this year. There are certain things that obviously they were even avoidable, but because of, just like you have earlier said, taking things for granted, and this is it's part of your destiny. When I mean part of your destiny, your academic is part of your life destiny. You get, so you don't need to put it in jeopardy. So I believe young ones who are on campus watching this episode will come to appreciate the fact that some of these things they take for granted ought not to be taken for granted, and they will tend to appreciate it more. In your own case, as a microbiologist in training and soon to be a microbiologist, after school, what next?
That question. after school, what next? And you talk about the government actually. So one thing I know is that anyone thinking of having job, apart from those that know somebody, they say, do you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody? Yeah, that's it. You are deceiving yourself. Actually, that's it. But that question, after school, what next? Labor market is there.
Labor market.
Yeah, actually. But
Personal life,
me to me, actually, after school, what next is that I think struggle continue. To me, struggle continue because I've already started preparing something now, actually. In part of microbiology, actually. Nothing is on ground. But we pray something should come on ground.
Yes.
We continue. This is just the beginning. I'm focusing on my tech entirely. If something will come
more
in part of that microbiology that I study, yes, I'll go on. But I'll continue having some small research. But it won't be that much than the tech actually. Yes.
So you're actually not graduating to go and start something from the scratch. You are building on something that you have.
I'm continue. It's not that I'm starting from the scratch actually. I'm continue. I'll continue from where I stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Presido, a very few persons have come to this kind of understanding. Everybody is waiting that after school, then I'll start looking out for something that I would do. Last note, what advice do you have to those final year students watching?
So you have to think of what to do. Entrepreneurship is the best now.
Very important.
Because like I see you doing advert for that
I'm a
kilishi
distributor to one of the best
so
kilishi in Nigeria.
you see that kilishi you see now is what you go to the road and get. But this kilishi is not like that one you see on the road.
Of course.
Because that one you see on the road, like me microbiology students, I've said there is exposure of air, microorganisms are everywhere. But as the way I see your own kilishi is packaged and everything.
And factory made.
And factory made indeed. And there is even brand name on it.
And a registered company.
A registered company.
Yes.
So it's not like that other one. So try. If you are a lady, try to be know how to make beats and other things.
Just get something doing.
Although our talk although we didn't extend it in actually, but I doesn't do one thing. I'm engaged in many things.
That bring multiple
this knitting that ladies do, sewing of sweaters and the rest.
A big name, which I will call under you.
I learned it from my mother because she was even surprised every day. She even said it. I see recently she said it. She said she was telling somebody his sister didn't know how to do it till date. But I just saw it once or twice. I normally help her before she stopped the
business.
Yes. Anytime I just come, if she's doing something, I'll help her do it. Although I'm a kind of person that if I'll see you climbing this tree,
1 or 2 times you can climb.
1 or 2 times, I'll say I have to do it and I must do it. Even if I will fall for 10 times before I'll know how to do it, I'll try to do it. So you try to know how to make yourself before the world will make you. That's it. Wow. And you shouldn't deceive yourself. Those that are thinking that engage in easy money making and the rest.
There's nothing like easy money.
There's nothing like that too.
You must pay for it. The process, yes.
And even if you make it, you pay for it actually.
Yes.
Because I know it. Like I told you, sir, I once, although I'm engaged in cybersecurity up till now.
Yes.
Those aspects of those trash, rubbish and the rest. I know how to do. I was engaged because what they are doing now is small actually. Because you see somebody, just a small boy, don't even know how to even speak good English. He's chatting someone outside abroad
to scam.
To scam. He doesn't even know how to make correct sentence. So then you should think of it. You that is trying on something small. You you know that although you are not perfect, but you know how to make 1 or 2. Think of you in that seat doing that. Won't you make it? You make it maybe better than them. But one thing is that what I believe is what is not your own will never be your own. We have friends that some of them are having car before. Now where is the car? Done.
Wow.
That's it. So I think the advice is left to you. Advise yourself before the time comes. That's it. You're already having 2 to 3 months to ahead. They'll call you a graduate. You are a graduate with nothing. It's a problem. That's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Comrade Abdullahi, Ambassador Abdullahi
Muhammad
Muhammad
Auwal.
Auwal, for
Yeah,
joining
actually.
us on Final Year Chronicles. This
Thank
has
you very
been a
much. I really
meaningful
appreciate
conversation on leadership, preparation, and the realities that come with a final year student. And to everyone watching and listening to us, I do hope that this episode will remind you of the fact that life is not built by chance.
Yeah,
It is
actually.
built by adequate preparation, discipline, and intentional living.
Indeed.
This has been Final Year Chronicles Episode 3. Do make sure to watch, like, comment, and subscribe to our Reality Room podcast channel on YouTube as we keep bringing to you real conversation from different students in different campuses in Nigeria. Thank you, and I remain your host, Mark Teswe. Till we see you in our next episode. Bye. So, Comrade, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.